Right, here's where I was at before my other phone died. I need a new phone. I've been procrastinating. Went from like 95% to 0 in 10 minutes. Got the chain on this one and realized when I went to put the chain on, it didn't have any air, which means it was leaking air from the bead. So what I said before was I'm putting bead sealer on these tires right now so that I don't have to worry about this later. I'm just taking care of it right now, do it right the first time, and be done with it. I'm using this extra seal bead sealer. As I just said before, the stuff is really bad for you. Do not breathe this in. If you smoke, do not put the cigarette down when you're using this stuff. The active ingredient is something like heptane. It's liquid rubber. It's really bad, okay? Heptane, natural rubber latex. So, there you go. All right. As far as I know, you can only get this stuff online for commercial use only. But it works great. I'm going to put it on here right now. I broke the bead on this tire. I'm going to brush it on. There goes my paint job. I'm going to brush it on right in the area where the bead seals so that the thing can't leak air. Then the chain's going back on between 10 and 12 psi. Then we'll be good to go. Alright, see, I just brushed it onto the surface of the tire where it, seals, and on the part of the rim where the bead seals. Now I got to put air in it, and hopefully it'll catch again like it did the other day, now that I had to do this again, because I had problems with that too. Otherwise I got to get straps. Alright, air's back in with the bead sealer on. Hopefully, God willing, it holds. Last thing I need to deal with in the middle of the winter, in the middle of the snow, on a snowblower, is having to deal with a leaky tire. So, it should work now though. This stuff is usually good. Depends on how quick it dries. It dries pretty quick, and I got the thing back on there pretty quick. So, let that do its thing. Let me wipe this off. And it should be good. Now I'll do the other tire and then get the chains on, we'd be good. Alright, both tires' beads are sealed. I have them at 15 psi right now, a little bit higher than's called for while the stuff dries. I only marginally messed up my paint job. It's no big deal. Now we'll go ahead and put the chains back on. I had one on until I realized there was an issue. One thing I will note, in my opinion, snow hogs with chains on a snowblower is the best combination. That's my personal opinion and preference from the experience of using them 10 years on a machine where the chains go in between the tread just enough to give a good bite, while the chains also last a reasonably long period of time. 10 years I got out of that machine commercially before I finally sold it, and those chains were still going. I don't think X-Tracks need chains. The tire tread is so aggressive and thick that the chains would just end up going in between the tread. So I think that's pointless to put chains on a tire like that. So if you're going to use that tire, you don't need a chain. But if you want to use a tire with a chain, this is the best combination. So I think having chains is the best combination, because even with those X-Tracks, they still slip, and it's pointless to put chains on them. With these, they go in just enough, they give a bite, but you get still a nice smooth ride. So let me get them on now. Like I said, that's my opinion and my experience. I'm sure others have their own opinion about it and their own experience, but that was my experience with using the snowblower for 10 years. Ultimate traction, and those chains lasted me 10 years. I know there's plenty of videos of putting tire chains on tires, but anyway, lay the chain out on the pavement. Make sure the sharp edges are facing out so that when you put the tire on, they're facing out, not in on the rubber. You want the link, the master link, on the valve stem side and the little C-hook one on the inside. Alright, chain's on. They usually give you an extra link or two. Remember, you can always cut links off, but you can't add them, or it's a lot harder to add them. So before you go cutting off the extra ones, make sure you have enough. And once you've got it around, just take a pair of needle nose vice grips and shut it. On the other side, same thing. On this chain, there's one more area I think I'd like a link. I have extra ones, so I think I'm going to add one probably right here. Maybe. We'll see. I'm going to close these up now. And then that one's ready to go. What I'm going to do, instead of cutting this off, is I'm going to put a zip tie and I'll have this held in case I ever need that extra link. I can always cut it off in the future. You just cut it off with a pair of bolt cutters. They're a little bit tighter than they should be at the moment because, like I said, they're at 15 psi to let the bead sealer dry. When it's done, I'll drop them to 12. Then they'll be a little bit more slack. But you can see how they're going in between the tread some, but it'll still leave just enough to bite, and that's what you want. And that's how I found these to be the best combination. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, they're both on. Sorry I couldn't really show doing it in real time, but I needed both hands to really get them on there. I don't understand why this one is a little less tight as this one. Wrap it around there the wrong way. That's about right. But anyway, there they are. They're on. I'm going to put them on the machine now. Like I said, I might add one more link on each one. Of course, if you have one tire set this way and the other one this way, you'll never have it where they're both reaching that one bald spot. But I'm going to put them on the machine now, and I'll show the machine tomorrow because it's going to be dark by the time these are on. So, but I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday. And I'll have another video tomorrow showing the machine with the tires on and all that good stuff. But they're ready to go now. And God willing, they won't leak air, so I don't have to worry about that. And I will have good traction with that machine going forward. Okay, take care.